This is a really quick recap of Jesus is the beginning. We read in John 8. Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, before Abraham was, I am." And then it echoes how so many times, even like those that seem to be very, very devoted Christians tell us time and time again, don't mess up, and just echoing that to almost like be so perfect. It says, I've got to be a good person. I've got to do it all right. I am, to be the best version of myself, and I can't mess up. That is sometimes so ingrained in the minds of children, especially like pastor kids, in Christian faith, or families that are in the ministry, whether, they're Catholic Christians or not. So basically, I would just have to say that in light of all what we've read is that it's okay if something happens, that someone makes a mistake. And the most important thing is like learning from those mistakes. And that's something that we have to carry very much open-minded in helping children learn in a learning environment, that it has a safe environment in which they can learn from their mistakes. They can learn from not getting it right the first time. Then one day it says, I look at the timeline and realize Jesus died a long time ago. Obvious, right? But here's the thing. I wasn't always looking at it the way that the fear pattern of messing up I just described centered around an Old Testament way of thinking. I was trying so hard to stay within the lines that I was missing out on a relationship with Jesus. I was offering my guilt in the same way to the Jews of the Old Testament had offered up sacrifices for their mistakes. In John 8, I discovered that Jesus has been around longer than anyone understood at the time. Jesus was the beginning of this just waiting time for human arrival. Even during creation, Jesus knew he would mess up thousands of years later. Jesus' sacrifice on the cross occurred before we were born, before we could sin. We came to earth as Savior because he knew he couldn't be perfect. When I figured this out, it changed my relationship with my mistakes and with Jesus. I no longer walk around worrying about messing up. I live my life knowing my sins before I even existed, sent his son as a sacrifice. God did this to have a relationship with me. That was the plan all along. What freedom, what beauty, what